So in the news just about a day or two ago, Obasanjo had asked a question. Obasanjo asked a question and he said to Buhari, why is it that the head of the executive arm of government, the head of the legislative arm of government, and the head of the judiciary all come from what we call the core north, northeast and northwest, the core north? Obasanjo asked that question and nobody is giving him any answers. And I had a broadcast on Facebook where I was asking the same question. I said, at what time in the nation, in the life of the Nigerian so-called nation, did we ever have it so bad? When was it that the legislative arm of government, the judiciary and the executive arm is not only being run by people from the same region, but people from the same religion? This is happening live in Nigeria. And you would expect that the so-called religious leaders of the South, the papas and the mamas, the bishops and the prophets and prophetesses who would not let us rest every day about tithing, you would expect that these men and women would rise up and even speak out, even if what they are saying is not going to be heard. But just speak out. No, rather, W.F. Kumuyi of Deeper Life is telling us not to even criticize the government. Don't criticize the president. Don't talk against him, not even on social media. Can you imagine the people who should be speaking out are not speaking out? All of them are keeping quiet. Look at Obasanjo, the tale of two Southerners. Obasanjo is not your preacher. He's not a pastor. He's not a bishop. He's a politician who got it wrong and suddenly reversed himself, knowing that he has screwed up. They look at the preachers. They're still taking your tithe every day, and you still go to the churches and give them tithes. None of them is speaking one word against this injustice. Rather, they are partnering with the wickedness, with the injustice. That is what is going on today. That's what Christianity has become. This is why there's so much falling away. So many people don't want to hear about Christianity anymore. You know why? Because of Adeboye, because of Kumuyi, because of these people you call your papa. Who are they? Who is your papa? My father is in heaven. How dare you? These are not my papas. They are not my fathers. I can bet you right now that Adeboye is probably prepared a new set of pastors who he will be sending to Buhari's second term regime to go and get appointments. I can tell you also that most likely, because he has started coming out as a rumor, that Tunde Bakare, the Tunde Bakare that would not let us rest back in the days that Jonathan was about to destroy Nigeria, save Nigeria group, I can tell you that he's probably warming up to take a position, a post, to get an appointment with Buhari. I can tell you that when these rumors come, it usually doesn't end up there. I can tell you he's also getting ready to get an appointment. This is the set of people that you go to their churches and you pay offering and you pay that. You are an accomplice. You are more of the problem than the people we actually think are the problem. What has happened to the brains of the average Nigerian? The first battle that they won was in your mind. They destroyed you. When I tell you stop taking fluoride toothpaste, you say, this guy talks too much. Stop taking all these aspartame-laced soda drinks. You say, how can you say that? It gives you this, it gives you that. Now look at it. Your pineal gland is finished. Your brain is damaged. You can't even think. You are now reduced to something lower than animals. You can't think straight. Even when someone speaks sense, you will not even be able to. Your cognitive ability has been reduced to -0. You don't ever think objectively anymore. He's telling us not to criticize the president. They look at Hong Kong. Look at Hong Kong. That's where human beings live, not in Nigeria. You see, you can't be arguing with me that you're a human being. How can you? Look at Hong Kong. Just because of a bill, an extradition bill that has not passed is why the whole streets of Hong Kong is on lockdown. These are where human beings live. Don't you watch it? You have TV, right? Go online. Just Google Hong Kong riots and see what is happening there right now. How about America? Donald Trump is one man I voted for. I campaigned for Donald Trump. I won him votes like there's no tomorrow. I am still a dangerous Trumpocrat till tomorrow. But guess what? The man won his election fair and square. But the lunatic liberals will not let him rest. Are you telling me that this man couldn't have done something to express his anger? But no, because justice must prevail. This is where people have rights. Despite the fact that he won, these people are still dragging him to the mud because they have their free human rights. Jim Acosta of CNN is a pest. I don't think I want to see him anywhere close to my abode. But guess what? The same man he hates with passion, the same man he criticizes every day in the White House, does not even have the right to kick him out of the White House. He did it, and the court said, no, you must allow him to be reported. And Donald Trump allowed it to happen. I got an information that our children at a particular school in Anambra State are being taught Islamic studies, Arabic studies. And my question is, if this is true, why? And I'm sure this must be a public school. So if it is true, how did this happen? If not that they must have already gone to tamper with the curriculum without anybody knowing. You remember the time when Nigerians were making noise about removing CRK and all that nonsense? Today now you have Lawan, right? Lawan, the Senate president, had been endorsed by Fulani herdsmen 2-3 days before he became the Senate president. And that's the man you have there. Let's see how all those things you were fighting against. And then look at all those law bills they brought about concerning the waterways. Let's see where all that is going to go. Because many of you don't know what you just walked into. The curriculum must have permitted for that to happen. And so if you are a parent in the eastern region of Nigeria, and you get a wind, I want you right now, if you watch this video, go straight to the schools, the public schools where your children are attending, are taking lectures. Go to the schools and tell the teacher, whether you know how to speak English or not, tell the teacher, the proprietress or proprietor, whoever they are, tell them, I want to see the curriculum with which you teach my children. Is it true that you are teaching my children Islamic studies? If you confirm, move your kids away from that school. You take a gong, do an announcement in the entire community and tell everybody to relocate their children from there until they start teaching Christian religious knowledge in Sokoto, in Zamfara, in Kebbi, in Katsina, in Daura. Then I wouldn't have a problem with this one. I don't hate Islam. No, I don't hate Islam. If I hated Islam so much, why is it that all my Muslim friends are still with me all these years? They are close to me. Not just with me, close to me. Because they know I hate injustice. Do you know that the largest Islamic study center in the whole nation of Nigeria is built in Eastern Nigeria? Eastern Nigeria, we are 99.5% Christians. Or if you say 90% Christians, the rest of them are actually animists and traditional religious worshippers. Islam does not make up to 1% of our population in Eastern Nigeria. And you went to build the largest Islamic study center in the East. And if anybody decides to go there and convert Islam, to be honest, I don't have a problem with that. No, it's your prerogative. The fact that an Igbo man became a Muslim is not my problem. There was a time that even last year, 2018, a guy, some pastor said that, I don't know what happened to him, and he started shouting, La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. He became a Muslim. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, are you going to stop people from choosing whatever religion they want to follow? No, I don't have a a problem. But you see what? When your injustice has gotten to the point that you're going to teach our children Islam in our schools, and you cannot teach the ones up in the north, then I have a big problem with that. Do you know that up to today, in most parts of the northern states, you cannot openly say that you want to build a church on a land and get that land sold to you? You have to lie that it is for a different business before they can let you buy the land with your money. If you say it's a church, they will not even give it to you. It's a secret government policy. Confirm it from CAN and PFN. They know these stories, but they're not talking about it. So if you're in the eastern part of Nigeria and you're listening to me, you're watching me, remove your children, make inquiries. If you find out, move them away from those schools while we take our time to decide on what we do next, the next line of action. This is why I'm calling everybody. Join the elite team. God told me specifically to set up the elite team because He has given us the solution. He has given us ideas on what to do, and we're going to do it. Join the elite team. My Facebook name is Joseph Okechukwu. Join there. Just if you're interested, call me. It doesn't matter what your profile is. It doesn't matter your position in the society. I want you to join. This is the team that is eventually going to help our people to get home. We are not part of this. You can see the government that Nigeria has formed already. Igbos and Southerners, our people from Nigeria, we don't have anything to do with this government. They've told you clearly, Onogen had been. You are not supposed to, is it this Omwagege guy that snatched the mace and ran away? Is that the one that represents you in Niger Delta? The guy that is kneeling down to greet the president? Is that the person that will ever do anything against the president? These are not people. These are useful, the people they call the useful idiots. Is that the person that's going to represent you? We don't have any share. They've already told us go home. So why can't we go home? Join the elite team. Go to my Facebook page, write me personally, and we will get you in. We are brainstorming on what we need to do next. And God has given us a blueprint. I'm not joking. If I tell you we have a blueprint, believe me, we have a blueprint. May God bless you.